Welcome to Greek for a Week. We are looking at Peter's final paragraph here in the book of 1 Peter. It is his conclusion, which is verses 12 through 14. And this week I'm only looking at verse 12, and then verses 13 and 14 will be next week. And then, of course, we will diagram there the following week. So verse 12, again, it's his conclusion. It's part of what we could say is his greeting. It's his final statement, if you will, to those readers in Peter's time period. He says, through Silvanus, a faithful brother, as I reckon, I wrote to you briefly, exhorting and testifying this to be the true grace of God. Stand in it. Okay, this final paragraph here, again, as it begins in verse 12, you have through Silvanus. The dia there likely, along with Sylvanus here, is a genitive of agency, probably intermediate agency. That is, obviously, Peter would be the communicator of the word, but he is doing it through Silvanus. Tu pistu adelphou. Tu pistu adelphou. That is a genitive of apposition, and it's an apposition to Silvanus. And apposition, again, is basically further clarifying, further describing the preceding noun that it matches in gender, number, and case. Logizomai is already in its lexical form. Logizomai, first person singular, present middle indicative. I reckon or I recognize. The aligon is a genitive of manner. It's telling us how he communicated, and that would be briefly. You have your two participles here, parakalon and epimarturon. Both of those are, I would contend, participles of purpose. They provide the purpose for which Peter communicated. The anai here is an infinitive, present active infinitive. Lastly, then, the stati is a second person plural, aorist active imperative of histemi. That's where he says to stand firm in it. Okay. So really this verse kind of sets up the entire final paragraph, as well as using these two participles here. Using those two participles would be providing the purpose for, you could say, for the entire letter of 1 Peter, and that is that I am exhorting you, I'm encouraging you, and I'm testifying that what I have said, which would be what I have said is indeed the true grace of God. We'll see you next week when we look at verses 13 and 14. Have a great week.